Hi. I'm trying to dodge the sun here. So I was out getting a coffee, which I'm going to drink while I'm on video. Sorry about that, but I need to get my coffee in. And I just had a few thoughts, and I thought, I want to go live. I want to go live now. So I'm here. I'm excited. And yeah, I kind of was thinking about just the exercise we did through the Facebook group on a Saturday. So I said, look into the mirror for 30 seconds, I think I said. Like, look into your eyes, look into yourself, and hold that for a moment, a period of time. The time frame wasn't really what it was about. And then tell yourself, I love you. Tell the person in the mirror, I love you. And believe it. Because, believing it is half of, well, not half, maybe who knows what percent. It's part of getting us through and taking ownership of who we are and our place in the world, what we've been through, just that acknowledgement that we can give ourselves to encourage going forward and acknowledging all the things we need acknowledged. Am I making any sense? I don't know. Anyway, I'll keep moving because there was a lot of thoughts around it, and I wanted to pop them all into a live before I had to start my work day. So what I was thinking, and I didn't even, when I created that post for the Saturday Facebook Club, I didn't have a reason or a purpose or a design to it. I just did it because it felt like a good idea. It's something I try to do. I try to put myself, like practice the things that come across my thoughts as far as how to change and be the best version of myself, how to live in this world, at learning the lessons and going forward. So something that I've been thinking about the last few hours, really, actually, this morning since I woke up, is the, we can get so stuck with all that's going on and all that we're feeling and all that we're thinking. There's just, the world is so busy and we're just so caught up with what's happening that we don't take time to think of who we are. And my realization was that sometimes we can choose in this moment to say, okay, I've had this happen to me. I've hurt like this. I've created this trauma in my own life, or other people have created it in my life, and it's all real, it all hurts, it all feels, but there's also a lot of good that you did, and you're here now, and you can make a choice to either wear that like a cloak or a blazer or a coat or a something that protects you, an armor towards the world and things, and you can wear that and it becomes who you are. Or you can say, you know what, stuff this. And you know me, I'd normally use the F word, but I'm trying not to because I don't like the word. I don't think it's very ladylike. I am a lady, but I did there. Yeah, you can take it off. So I'm uncomfortable. You can take it off and decide that's not who I am. I'm this person. And at that moment, you're choosing, if I behaved like this, then I might get this result. And I've been practicing this. This is where my thing about practicing comes into it, because all I think I'm responsible for today is to practice being the best version of Carol, is to acknowledge my faults and failings. And I think when you get to 57, the ripe old age of 57 that I am now, and having been through a very full and experimental life with its emotions and its relationships and the issues that I have, because mine are unique to me, yours are unique to you. We all have them. We can't do anything about that except accept them. And so, okay, well, so if I find that that is bringing me down somewhat, or it's not elevating me and being who I want to be, I can change it. I can just in a moment choose, no, I'm not going to think like that. Like, for an example, had an interesting thing happen with a colleague. Excuse me a second. The other week. And it was something very, I don't know if she'll ever listen to this, so I'm going to tell the whole story. And her and I can talk about it later because she's very cute and we've got a very good friendship and I love her to bits. And we were going into a meeting room. And she goes, oh, yeah, Steve and Carol don't have their laptops, as per usual, or something along those lines. Probably not word for word. I don't want to be speaking out of, like, embellishing. No, Carol doesn't do that, not ever. Anyway, so that was along the lines. It was like a dig. Carol's rocked up without her laptop again. And I do rock up without my laptop because the Wi-Fi is crap. And I personally, I don't want to get caught up with notifications and things that are coming on my laptop. I want to be in the meeting and be present and take down notes, writing them. And this day of Copilot, I don't even need to do that. How good is it? But anyway, and so I kind of laughed it off, but it sort of barbed at me, you know, that one of those comments like, oh, what did you mean by that? You know, were you getting at me? Are you going to tell, you know, like, is it a rule that you're supposed to bring your laptop to every meeting? You know, I could feel this little visceral reaction going on, and I'm having this little at Jackie inside my own brain. And I thought about this and thought, you know what? I know why I don't take my laptop. I don't feel a need to explain all that. So either talk to Jackie about it or continue, because you know, and you're standing in your own thingy, that I've got a valid reason why I don't bring my laptop. Yes, I do like to defer to her. I'd rather she plugs her laptop in and gets all that stuff done. I never do it well under pressure. I've always got the wrong page open. I've got something, you know, like, and things won't connect. You know what it's like. Maybe if you don't do team meetings and Teams, you don't know. But anyway, that was my thing. And it's like the Carol that I want to be doesn't get affected by things like this. This is just, I can take it as a joke, not a barb. And so I have, maybe not as well as I thought I had, actually, if I'm being entirely honest. Maybe it affected me a little bit more than I wanted to. I'm just going to turn this around real quick. So that's made it better. So, like, with the exercise of looking at yourself in the mirror, I was thinking when I was getting my coffee, because I've really been contemplating what I want to talk about in my sessions with you, lovely people. And I've decided just to wing it. I had Copilot do me a whole list of topics and things to cover over the next however long. And it's the sun moving. I'll go here then. Fine. We'll play your silly game. And I thought, you know, I want to be more authentic than that. I want to rock up on the day and be relevant to what's happening in my world and my thinking, because life seems to move so quickly. So maybe what I have to say is relevant in this moment, and that's the message. And maybe that's why I haven't had very many messages lately. So I'm just going to continue playing it by ear. And what happened with the mirror thing, so I thought about, like, when I look in the mirror at myself, do I see who I think I am? And am I am I being that person? And I know this probably sounds very superficial, but it's all to do with my weight loss journey. So I can't get too far from that, because with losing a substantial amount of weight in a couple of years, I get to reevaluate who I am and how I dress. And because I'm now no longer on a diet, like I have been for 20 years, I don't need to have like itinerant clothing that's just coming in and going and like not fitting anymore, or just being, for the moment, it's not good quality, it falls apart, or I don't like it anymore, whatever. I think I've got off topic. I get to choose. And I think that is, I get to choose my clothes. I get to change my outfit instead of just dressing not just comfortably, because I am learning that I can have comfort and style, which is really fascinating. I'm really loving that part. I can dress with intention, and it's mirroring the fact that I can live with intention. I can intentionally show up as the person I'm growing into. Yeah, and looking at myself and practicing today to be the Carol that I believe myself to be and that I want myself to be. So another example could be that someone comes to you and, you know, tells you something, and you have a choice to share that with other people or sit with it and honour that. I mean, this happens a lot when you've got 3 sisters, especially in a family like mine, because like kind of telling each other's news, I think, and that the other end of the spectrum of that is the gossip side. So holding confidences and being reliable and being truthful to the person who's given you a confidence, and holding that as precious and not transferring that on to anybody else. And I've had this happen recently where I have been in a conversation and got partway through saying something and realised I shouldn't be saying this. And I backed out and said, look, sorry, this is not something I should be talking about. And then I've had to ring the person and say, look, I'm sorry, I said this. And I'm proud of myself for doing that way. I'd like to practice not divulging the thing in the first place. That would be exciting. And the more you talk about it, the more you're challenged on it. And I think that's the beauty of my podcasts for me, is that I speak something out. Life's going to throw it at me. Life's going to say, really? You're going to do that, Carol? Are we going to actually face that? Are we going to actually live like that? And I need to be faithful with the things that I talk about, and then the actions that I have, and the moments that they come up and challenge me to be better, to do better, to practice being the person I believe myself to be, I want to be, and that I'm growing into. So that's around the future self. And if we take like the ripe old age of 57 and all that life has brought to me, and then we do this mirror exercise where we're in the mirror looking at ourselves, and I haven't done it like with it. I've done it a few times really deeply, and I haven't done it really deeply for a while. And like looking at the lines around our eyes, are they smile lines or are they frown lines? Are they joy or are they anxiety? What's etched into your face because of how you think, feel, live, communicate? Like you get to 57, your face starts showing where you're at. and it's getting like to the point that you can't rub them out. I think when you're younger, your face is more pliable, and so you could kind of have an about face, and yeah, it just shows on your face. Whereas when you get a bit older, they're etched. This is the Carol I get to from everything that I've been through, and I'm not going to be too critical about it. But I've lived this life. I accept that I've made choices, decisions, mistakes, and made great choices, made terrible choices, and I'm responsible today for the attitude that I hold. Am I living in the pain of yesterday? Or am I living in yesterday? Or am I living in the present and today and creating a future, the future that I desire, deserve, want, create, make, live, and be in? So, yeah, a little pre-work set of thoughts as I rock off to my workday. Yeah, just sharing with you what came along for me today. That sun's going to get me. The sun is really trying. Yeah, so have a great day, people. Put any thoughts or comments that you have and anything you'd like me to respond to. I'm really enjoying this, and I will keep going. And I'm going on the track that I'm going on. If you've got any advice or options, criticisms, gentle with the criticisms. Just be gentle. I can handle them. And any advice, like anything you want me to cover, change things. As you'll notice, I'm in my work office today. I have a visitor, very special visitor coming on Friday, so I'm setting up the space that I use as my studio for her bedroom. So I'm in transit. So I thought I'd use this workspace, and it's a bit busy, but I think it might be better actually than my other space. We'll look into that. It's a bit stark white, but so is the other. I rent, so I'm always a bit conscious of putting things on walls. And that's the kitchen. That's not a wall. That's just the bright from the kitchen. So I like the plant effect in there. Yeah. Okay. It's a thought. Have a great day. Have a lovely day. Think about the way that you show up and your face. What lines have you etched on your face, and how would you like them to change? If you could change the lines on your face, what story would you like them to tell? Yeah, where's the joy? Have you got joy? Is it peace that you see in your face? Just some thoughts, guys. Yeah, take care. Love you heaps, and I can't wait for the next one. See you. And then we have our little outro while Carol finds the right buttons.